up to the top lane and defend that tower, he can't really be showing himself in mid. He can't even sit on that tier 1 tower. Maybe it has to full on jungle. Just because,
I really like this.
Yeah, an early Roshan attempt by Execration.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Completely agree. I think that Abed's play was okay if his team was going to be ready to defend that mid tower, but because they weren't, the main reason why that looks a little bit off. Because Execration, that top tower died, what, 10 seconds later? It didn't mean anything. Instead, they lost an Invoker in the tower mid for no reason.
But a small mistake, but an opportunity for Execration.
They gotta get out of here.
Oh, no, they're not gonna be able to get this one, and now the taunt's in. Koipa gonna land straight on the chin. Tim does his best to stop the progress of Escape, but they're gonna be able to get 1 and 2. Omni Slash up to the high ground, back down from Koipa as Era searches for more. Managed to get the top onto RR, takes him down. 3 heroes gone from Execration, and a very low Roshan with amplified damage on it. Escape will try and take that one, but thank you very much. But RR, he's already bought back, and he is going to try and make sure that Escape cannot take that free Aegis for themselves. Execration still need another 10 seconds though, and Era, he may have just found the opening to be able to grab Abed to get the spin over the top as well, and a quick smack to the face, and Era takes out the Grand Magus. Now Execration are once again left with a 4 versus 5 scenario, but still holding on to that Roshan, putting everything they have to make sure that Escape can't grab this Aegis for themselves. Perhaps too much of a tempo swing. They don't want to let this go into their hands. The arrow goes out, not going to land. Meanwhile, the initiation comes out once again from Escape. They get a dunk onto the Bane, but they're going to look for more. The counter ward gets laid out. Moonlight Shadow, Nando thought he was invis, thought he wasn't being seen as he tried to sneak his way in. Actually gets spotted, but still managed to get the leap out. RR bounce back, and will be taking a lot of damage from the flame break, but it's not quite enough. Gets himself away. Era actually gets taken out with a double damage play in with Nando right in the middle of a sea of Escape Gaming members will fall, and Tim's couldn't make the escape either. Pops is open, tries to get what damage he can, but Execration was defending Roshan really worth all this mess?
Definitely not, and I think there was a serious lack of communication there because the Slardar immediately bought back, but you saw that the Miranda made no commitment to go down to that area. She even goes to that top room before. They could have just waited for him to revive, and they would have had enough time, but that Slardar is now massively far behind. He's level 6 at 15 minutes into the game.
Is under attack.
Used up a good amount of his gold just to be able to go for the buyback. And when you commit that early buyback, you expect to win that ensuing fight, but instead they lose multiple heroes, they commit the buyback, and more importantly, they don't get any space on the map. Like, Escape is okay with what just happened. You just recommit to the Roshan at a later time because they have the healing ward, and Execration can't really.
A 4,000 or 5,000 gold swing over the last 4 or 5 minutes. That is an insanely large number for how early on in the game we are, and it make it even worse. Execration are going to go for round 2 here of smoke and attempt to go for Roshan. Now, they're not going straight to the Roshan pit. They're going to wrap around, go through the Radiant jungle, and see what they clash with. But Escape are actually ready for them. This is all about the Blink Daggers. Arcane Room managed to get the Blink out ahead of Tim. Tim still managed to get a good kick and a silence combination, but they're stopped when it's smoke cloud. Now the Omni Slash goes down, and what it's done, Avalanche Story on the mark. Kimmo's going to be taken out as well. Couldn't get the Fiend's Grip in. Koipa not going to be taken out. Shalgrave comes out just in time. Sunstrike is on the mark, but Shalgrave is still there to save him. Execration, another defeat, and full out retreat from the Southeast Asians as they're not going to be able to make it away. Nando, the only one to hide himself in the trees, has to take a timeout for 10 seconds while he waits for his TP scroll, but he may not even make it away. Nando managed to get the arrow onto Era, but Era, he survives through all of it, gets the combo, and they wipe Execration 14-7. Not so long ago, it was 6-7. That's what's happening.
Is under attack.
You're dire and you're pressured. Those are the only 2 camps that you feel safe farming, and Escape just respond very well. As a result, they make sure that they can block those areas off.
Put 5 heroes there, and then what are you going to do as Execration? Well, you're naturally going to go onto the other side of your jungle. You're going to go to the top half of the map, but this just frees Escape to then, again, continue to put the pressure on you. They're going to push down this mid-tier 2 and say, Execration, you have to come and address us. You're going to have to go into yet another team fight, or else you're going to start losing more and more map control. And at that point in time, if they lose the mid-tier 2, if they lose the bottom tier 2, that Roshan pit is practically Escape's gaming for the taking.
Yeah, more importantly, it's that when you push Dire into their own jungle, you have no vision in that area. You're essentially just playing blind and kind of hoping that they're not in there.
If
Escape don't actually end up going for a straight 5-on push. I really like for them to grab an early gem at some point, just to further corral Execration into their base.
Yeah.
I think an early gem pickup in a game like this kind of just cements you the farm lead no matter what, if you can hold on to it for at least 4 or 5 minutes. Otherwise, I think you just push with this healing ward and make it incredibly hard for them to frontline.
Dire's middle tower.
That's exactly what they do for the mid lane. At least we'll see how they develop their plan from here. Right now, Kezu is searching for the pickoff of the top lane, knowing that if he can just get the Blink Lasso, he'll have the TPs in from his teammates to be able to follow that one up, and there it is. He found Tim's. He already has Aaron nearby, so that should be a fairly easy kill, as Aaron doesn't even need a whole lot of stun. He doesn't even throw out the avalanche. He just uses that armlet that he's got there and beats Tim down with his bare fist.
I think that was an okay play, though, from Execration. You give up your Earth Spirit to create a little bit of separation for Abed.
Oh, but Execration, they thought they were going to get aggressive at the bottom lane, but Yapzor, he's already spotted this one out. He's seen the Moonlight Shadow attempt, and now Koipa set up with the counter ward. He managed to get off the spin ahead of Timo's Beam Strip, and with the smoke screen being laid down, immediately cancels that ultimate and gets the free kill.
You're not going to make a lot of cool plays as a Dazzle, but that Sentry Ward was clutch by Sind. Like, that's the stuff you live for.
Yeah, and it all comes down to the information that Yapzor was able to get them. Once again, this 4-position Riki really coming through.
And Execration's trying to make something happen, but again, you're in a position where your Invoker just doesn't want to fight, and he can't. Like, Abed's doing the correct thing right now. He's responding by using the space that his team is making him to farm those 2 camps that we're talking about. The downside, though, is, again, Execration can't really contest this Roshan, and what's even scarier for them is if Escape just decide to go down the mid lane with the next healing ward cooldown, there's not a whole lot that they can do.
So Execration, oh, nice leap out there from Nando, just ahead of the Avalanche. That surely would have gotten him killed if it managed to land. 16-7, 23 minutes in. Roshan is at just 4,000 HP. Escape are on the precipice of being able to get that Aegis into their hands. As you said, perhaps pressure the tier 2 bottom, or maybe even go high ground. They're playing this very safe, though. They're taking their time. They're making sure to spread themselves out, giving Execration no opportunities for a good initiation. Kezu even may actually look for the initiation himself. Again, they don't actually fully commit for Roshan. They leave it quite low. Now they found the initiation themselves. The blink in. Koipa managed to get the Omni Slash to take out the Beam Strip of Bane immediately. The Meteor goes down. Kezu's actually going to be taking a lot of damage from that one, but Shalgrave comes in just in time. Cindering on the save. Tim getting spun on. Koipa's going to try and chase him down. Goes through the trees, but a quick crit plays a quick end to Tim's Escape. Now corralling their way back with Kezu. Meeting Nando. Managed to get off the lasso. Actually stays ahead of the Sunstrike. Gets the heal and will survive through all of that. Nando can't even get one kill. Not even the poor little Force Spirits can stop Kezu on his rampage. 19-7. Escape Gaming would finally claim Roshan for themselves after being stopped by Execration time after time, but it's only allowed Escape to build more and more of a lead.
Yeah, if you notice that Abed had the Aghanim Scepter fully completed, but it was on his stack, and that limited so much of their team fight potential. I think the better idea would have been for him to just continue farming
By yourself.
Yeah, at this point, farm doesn't really matter. If you give up a kill like that, you can put Execration just in a good mood more than anything. Because right now, it's going to feel pretty bleak for them.
Yeah.
But picking up a kill like the Jug or the Tiny is really going to set their minds right again. But
you could see Execration. They wanted Koipa. They wanted him real bad. They wanted him to show up in the mid lane next to his tier 2, pushing, or maybe if the top lane. Get the free pick off.
They need heroes here sooner.
They're
There's way too much damage already.
Hero comes out. Koipa will manage to get the spin now.
You could see you can't leave this Tiny, especially now that he has the Aghanims with the armlet. He's taken the tower down pretty quickly. Koipa will manage to get the first nap as well as his Shallow Grave save. He starts backing himself away and will be able to heal himself up.
Dark light.
And Escape, I believe, that they don't need to make a full retreat here. In fact, they can actually go back in a second. They go. Jesus. Era takes the whole 1-2 punch. And
and takes out Kimo, making this defense now a 4 versus 5 for Execration. And Kezu, he's looking for a second hero, making the initiation, but the roll-in is already there. The miss from Pop Koifa. Now the pushback on Era as well. They might just be able to take up the changes, but not before. Era slays this Lardar. In the background, though, Tim's doing what damage he can to the rest of the back line, making sure there is space for Execration to try and take out Era in round 2. Nando actually ignores that one, blinks forward, and manages to get a double there as he picks up both the Bat Rider as well as the Dazzle. Now they go onto Era with the smoke screen, trying to lead a little bit of space, but it's not quite enough. Execration have done it with a triple kill on Nando. They hold against Escape Gaming, not losing their racks just yet.
But they didn't lose their gem right there. And now they're going to make their move out.
Plus smoke, but Koifa is going to be spotted here, and they managed to get the stun, the kick, oh, a little bit of safe there, the arrow comes in, nails the afterward, but he managed to get off the smoke screen, but it's not enough. Koifa's down, arrow with the response though, goes for Kimo, gets him, the afterward bounces back, but gets off his ultimate just in time, and Era is leaving through heroes left and right, but it may not be enough. Nando, stuck inside the trees, trying to make his way out, will be able to get the lead, but now he's on the cliff! No, Nando, it's not where you want to be! He gets the arrow out, Ahmed sitting there in the back, not knowing what he can do to save poor Nando. He can't do anything. Nando will fall, throws out the Sunstrike, but doesn't manage to nail Era, who he was really looking for. 1 for 4. It started off so good. I make this work. If you can't get the surprise smoke initiation, you've only got Moonlight Shadow to work with. You just, well, it looks like they're just going to run straight at him. Now, Escape are actually doing something quite similar here.
Oh, they're going to wrap. I really like this.
They're fully going to wrap into the secret shop area, and just like that, Execration have given up their high ground advantage, and Escape will be able to find the jump in first, but the Lincoln came in. Ahmed not going to be jumped on, but now the combination comes in. Era as well as the Blink in Koifa, and it's get off the Omni Slash, 2 down already, and Escape looking for the cleanup. Tim, he's going to be the target. He managed to get the kick off, but unlikely to get a roll away, just doesn't have the time in the world to be able to get out. Escape, that was an opening for them originally to perhaps take Roshan in an Aegis, but there's no need. Oh, wow. And managed to find that one pick off, but Escape, they're like, okay, we lost Koifa, doesn't matter. Era is still the big carrier right now, and we still can go high ground here and take ourselves a Rax. Lincoln, Nando looking for some damage, possibly maybe just in time ahead of that avalanche, but our poor Slardar doesn't stand a chance. Era is just too damn big, too farmed, and will be able to take out the full lane of Brass.
Creation have made very good decisions. Maybe that smoke was a little bit ill-conceived, but for the most part, they know what they have to do to try to contest and win this game. They're just a little bit too far behind right now.
Right.
They're going to have to simply outplay them again like they did in that bottom fight. They don't want to give up this Roshan, more importantly, though.
Well, you said you need to be able to get your hands on one of these supports now. Yapzor, he may finally get picked off after all this time, but he's got a lot of team backing him up. They managed to get the gem. He will be able to almost pop Yapzor, but Henry comes in just in time with the Jolly Grave. And Yapzor goes all out, knowing that he's not going to be able to fall back. He's taking out the Slardar, and now look on the side for the Bane. Kimo is going to be spotted out. Tries to go for Yapzor, can't quite get the kill. Nando comes in, will be able to get him with the Starstorm, but it could cost his life. He lost the BKB, gets tossed up in the air, train delays advantage, but leap away. Oh, just in time. He had the weave on him and a lot of physical damage, but just shy of being able to take out that very farmed Marana of Execration. Escape will Ailing wards.
Kezu is in so deep right now.
Puts Air full up to HP. Kezu looks for his initiation. Will be able to find it on the initiator of Tim, and RR misses his slithering crush. Unable to get off the blink because he ran into fire. And now the 4 versus 5 for Execration. Tim's down for 45 seconds.
Here's the hero of the last fight. They needed
the stun on 3. That's a big one, but Execration not going to be able to fully follow this one up. No, disables be able to lock down those heroes, and now RR's the one who gets locked down for the Abyssa Blade. Abed makes his way out, knowing that Era is looking for the follow-up, but ooh, a tough time for a pause as Koifa has the disconnect. Just as Nando links straight onto Era here. Looks like he's trying to get a quick Starstorm, and then leap himself out, but this is obviously a rough position for Execration to be in, no matter what.
Yeah. In terms of cooldowns, Weave was used, the Jug, Missile, and that Omni Slash was used as well, but Arrow, of course, can just continuously fight. He's got that Aegis available to him. Even if they were able to get this first pop kill, not a whole lot they can do to continue to save this Rax.
Argonaut trying to give us every incentive not to look at this team fight with his constant spin noise, but we are going to see how it begins. Nando, is he going to be able to make his way out of this one? The quick leap, but puts him in an awkward position. He's going to try and go back in, trying to draw Era away from those Raxes. Pops his BKB, fights Kezu, but Era, realizing that it's all just a distraction, goes for the objectives. He's going to be nailed by the Sunstrike, takes a little bit of cold snap damage as well as the Starstorm. The push forward though, Nando makes a Riki invis as he flies in from the sky. Koifa,
that healing ward, they've got to do something about it.
they just can't do anything. Inside the ground, spinning away like a mole, will be able to take away the melee Rax, and that is 2 Raxes down for Execration.
That healing ward.
We've seen this a couple times, the Mirana picking up the Ethereal Blade, maxing out that magic damage. Still outputs a good amount of physical damage as well, thanks in part to the agility of Ethereal Blade as well as the amp damage. But this is going to be the fight Execration desperately needs to
Defensive
be
Weaver ready. They can sense this.
Already out, their smoke pops, and now some of the heroes revealed. Execration, Tim's gonna be the first one jumped on. Slither and Crush comes in. Tim will be able to get off a couple of buildings before he falls, but Nando's locked in by Lasso. Plus the other slash, Nando gets the BKB on, tries to go for the pop on Kezu, not enough damage, and it's poor Abed who lays the victim there as Escape turned towards him as Nando goes that magic invulnerability. Able to TP himself away, but
Read that situation perfectly. Cinderin throws down that weave just out of caution onto his own team. They run into each other. There's nothing they can
Cross
do.
into Arrow, trying to get as much magic damage, but it only brings him down to his liver. It's still not enough. He survives with the Sunstrike, and now Execration are fully committed to kill that hero, and they didn't get him. Backing themselves away, Nando will be able to survive. Abed jumps forward, trying to slow down Era as best as possible, throwing down the EMP as well. Era blinks back. And with Execration, the rest of heroes now reviving in a full 5 versus 5 on the table, Escape are not going to take that risk and back themselves away, waiting for a better opportunity.
Yeah, Escape, they've got a lot to play for, obviously. They win this one, just one game away from getting into TI. So they're going to take things slow. Can't blame them at all. Can probably even wait for the next Roshan if they're worried about this jug being popped.
Koifa runs into Nando here. Still does not have the Omni Slash, nor does he have a quick way to be able to. Oh, Nando! He didn't expect Air to be here as well, and wanted to see. It's popped just like that. 80 seconds, no buyback whatsoever, and Execration. Some of the rest of them are still being spotted here. Yasuo is going to slow down Tims. Will be able to get the smoke screen out. Yet another kill potentially. Abed is going to try and get as much damage, but there is the ult coming out from the Riki. Meanwhile, Slither and Crush goes down, trying to stop the Juggernaut. The rest of Escape Gaming push forward, knowing that without the Mirana, they're locking a lot of damage, but still, Abed pushes some of them back. Era almost getting caught by the Fiend's grip there of Kimmo, but he thinks twice about that one.
Now they're just going to start this relentless push, trying to go for the mega creeps. They know at this point if the Mirana had buyback, she would have used it by now.
Jump in, melee Rax with only a little bit of HP left. Tim tries to go for the initiation, managed to get the Fiend's grip on Era, but he got the BKB off first, and Kimmo pays with his life for being able to get that slight hold on the Tiny, and the rest of the Execration fall. Just like that, ending with Era, splitting the Invoker. X-Train, 41-14 is our end score. Very well played by Escape Gaming. You said they played a very clean game. They went ahead and put Era on the Huskar in our mid lane, and we are actually going to be having Koifa farming down at bottom lane. Instead, Abed is already feeling the burning sensation from those spears as he's trying to get whatever CS he can. But it is going to be hell to pay every single time he gets a single CS. Actually pushed Timbersaw out entirely, it seems, and Abed is going to try and go to bottom lane while the Sand King tries to make the mid lane work instead.
This is not how you wanted this game to start. This RR is not going to have too much success either. No matter what, you're going to put a melee core in this mid lane about it. It's either
here, gets off the Sandstorm, they actually drop the counter work, will still be able to get the stun, and this is looking to be our first blood. The Burning Spears takes him out. Yapzor is actually the one to pick up kill off the Ignite.
now he's going to throw out 54 mana Ignite.
54 mana Ignite.
They might even kill Nando.
10.5 seconds. Yeah, they're going to go for it here. They're already slowing him down with the boar. The Ignite is going to do even more work. They even have a stun ready to go. Nando, he's not going to survive through this one. RR is going to try and come in for the stun, but it's not in time. And even get the Burrow Strike off. On the other side of the map, Koifa immediately backs up the jungle and even plays even more defensively, playing near the tier 2 at mid. Tims is going to be jumped on here. The Sunstrike going to be off the mark because Kezu unfortunately couldn't get off the Primal Roar in time to line that one up. But still, Get the kill nonetheless, and might just be able to get Nando as well.
Radiant's
Trying to make a play,
bottom
cutting
tower is
through
under
between
attack.
the tier 1 and tier 2. Runs into Koifa, managed to get off the stun, but now is blocked in by the Force Spirits. Excellently played by Koifa, trapping Nando. And
So you can get fruition. And that stack that we were talking about of the Ancients still not available. And that is the whole reason why you're
fallen
mixing
to
one.
Radiant.
Now this is where the Doom push comes in as
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
double damage as well.
And Alacrity.
Still going on. And Alacrity. Oh man, we forgot about that one.
Dire's bottom
2
tower
attack
has
speed
fallen.
increases from the Beastmaster Aura as well as the Ignites, and with that last big Invoker, now have Alacrity damage increase as well as attack speed. And sure enough, 13 minutes in with an Aegis. Escape Gaming will push high ground, and Execration do not have the tools
Dire's
to
structures
really
are
give a
fortified.
good initiation to threaten Escape. They still don't have the Blink Dagger.
they can't really fight this. Like their Sven has no way to gap close. They don't really have a save for him
Dire's
either.
middle
Like, it
tower
commits
is
with the
under
God
attack.
Strength. At that point, it's do or die situation. They're gonna pop the Mirana ultimate, but it's gonna get spotted out as RR was farming mid. And Escape are just gonna sit behind this Aegis and essentially dare Execration to make a move on Era. So many things going on, the Weave, the Alacrity, the Bloodlust.
And puts in her Vitality on herself just to make it easier. Kimo is going to be the first target spotted out there. Taken out from a blast from the Ogre combined with the Primal Roar. Those two being down, maybe Execration
Radiant's
will
middle
have
tower
a
is
moment's
under attack.
respite, but it doesn't look like an Era. It's actually getting rather healthy. The Timbersaw is trying to slow him down as best he can, but it looks like an inner Vitality will actually outdo the damage of the Chakram.
Dire's
And
bottom
they're
tower
rapidly
has
running out of
fallen.
mana. Tier 3 tower
Radiant's
down. This
middle
only gets
tower is
easier for
under
Escape
attack.
as they now push against the Raxes. They haven't even hit that 15-minute mark as the range Rax already down. Melee Rax coming up next. Execration still not making the
Radiant's middle
initiation
tower
because they
is
just don't
fallen.
see a window. They
Dire's
sell
bottom
everything for
tower
RRB.
is
Will
fallen.
pick up the Blink Dagger, gets the jump on the Arrow, but it doesn't result in anything. He actually turns, jumps onto Nando, might just be able to finish him off with one more swing. Nando can't get away. The Burning Spears are too much for him to handle. And Era, a beast, still has not died. The Shallow Grave saves his life and keeps the Aegis intact.
Is under attack.
Maybe Escape won't push high ground if that Aegis is intact, but how do you buy yourself 2 minutes?
I think you just have to take the fight
Dire's
right now.
middle tower
Doesn't
has
matter
fallen.
what it looks like at this point. You can't afford to get a second set of racks down in just 16 minutes into the game. Era deals
Radiant's
too much
top
damage.
tower is under attack.
You hope for a dream fight right now with RR and this Witch Doctor. They're smoked up. They're looking for it. Here he goes.
Comes the jump in at the center, straight on through the Burrow Strike, only landing onto Era. They pop the God Strength. Still going to be able to finish Arrow off, but he already had the Shallow Grave down, and Execration forced to retreat. Find themselves some time. Tim's going to work with that Death Ward, and they will be able to take him out. Aegis down, and Era rather deep inside the base. RR thinking about slowing him down with a Burrow Strike. No, actually doesn't go for it, just hoping that Escape will themselves run away, making this job a whole lot easier for Execration. Double stun. Chakra on the way in, but can't finish up the creeps, and Escape will continue to beat on this melee Rax. It's going to be 2 lanes of Rax
Dire's
down
middle barracks
before the
has
20-minute marker, as it seems Execration have run out of steam once again. Wrap around, see if they can find a better target than Era.
They've got to get this backline if they're going to
Dire's
have any
top
success in
tower
this
is
team
under
fight.
attack.
Once again, Escape are keeping themselves pretty well spread. The epicenter about to go in, blinks in, and they'll be able to make the jump on a Koi, but the fall up there from Abed, but it's just not quite enough damage. RR gets ripped a new one, and so does Abed. He makes a long jump in across to the trees, but he burns away, and Koifa will take the last hit. It all just comes down to Nando with the full God Strength, but that is it. A total shutout here in game number 2, as Escape Gaming will be your 16th team here at the International.